Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Steph's on a Budget. It seems like it's been forever since I've done a video. Since last payday 2 weeks ago, I just haven't had like much other than the usual to share. So yeah, it seems like it's been quiet over here, but I'm hoping to get out a few more videos over, the next 2 weeks before we're doing the next budget with me. So yeah, but today is time for another budget with me. So we get paid in 2 days. So we get paid this Friday, July 28th. Technically it's going to cover mostly August bills, but we're going to wrap up a few things here in July and then we'll jump over to August. I do have like an August budget plan with me that I filmed, oh gosh, weeks ago. But I need to figure out putting in some music in there. I just haven't taken the time to really look into that, other than what's the popular one that everybody uses, but you have to pay for this subscription. Oh, I can't remember. I feel like it starts with an E. I'm having a total brain fart moment, but I had that for a bit and I just wasn't using it, so I like canceled it. And I don't know, I'll figure it out and get it posted for you. But geez, it seems like by the time I finally figure it out, it'll probably be old news. Okay, a lot of rambling. I think I've kind of put this one off as far as the budget with me goes, because this one is high expense and I'm expecting some lower income. So I haven't really been looking forward to it just because I know it's going to be tight and it hurts my brain to think about it. But let's jump on in. So like I said, we're going to be finishing up July. So we get paid here on the 28th. So we're looking at paying everything in gray. So it's just a few things here. And then we will actually flip over and be doing August. So it's crazy to believe, but next week my kids go back to school. So we went with, Harry Potter theme. So yeah, we're going to be looking at everything in gray. So let me go ahead and start by pulling our August paycheck bill tracker, because even though technically this paycheck is in July, it's going to be our first August paycheck for us. So I'm going to go ahead and, as always, get the budget book out of the way, this massive, this massive thing. And I'll leave it open to the side so that I can see what the bills are that need to get paid. And we will jump over to this form here. If you're new to my channel, for supplies wise, I do use the Budget Moms downloadable workbook. And then I just print it out and then I stick it in a big happy planner. So that's what I am using as far as the budget template goes. Okay, this paycheck we're doing purple, so we'll just finish it up in purple. So we get paid July 28th. And then we're gonna have our pay number 1, and my husband and I both work full-time in healthcare, and we're both paid bi-weekly. So as far as this paycheck goes, we're only expecting our full-time paychecks. So I don't know if this is something about being 40 this year. We are definitely, behind the curve when it comes to retirement and just midlife finances. I've actually never done a budget in my life until 2020 when I found the Budget Mom, and I just have so many regrets that I didn't find it sooner and wasn't doing it before we truly lived paycheck to paycheck and lived way above our means and just built up debt, spent more money than we ever had coming in. So it's gotten so much better since 2020 with the budget, and now I actually truly enjoy budgeting. I love it. I look forward to it. But we're just still way behind the retirement curve, and I've been having like these fears, like true fears that we're, that there's no retirement. I mean, we have some, but again, we're just way behind the curve. So I did this impulsive thing and I increased my 401k contribution. So I'm not exactly sure. I mean, if I was a little better at math, maybe I could probably figure it out, but that's just not me as a person, you guys. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it and see what the number is. So I'm gonna guesstimate $50 less in my take home, and that will go to my 401k contribution. So I work for a company as a nurse where I'm lucky enough to have a pension, which is pretty rare these days. Most businesses and employers have moved to 401ks, but I have a 401k with an employer match, and then I also receive a pension that I'm fully vested in after a year. And I've actually been with my company for going on 5 years, so fully vested pension. So it's there. It's just been heavy on my mind, but that's probably more than you wanted today in a budget with me. Tell me in the comments below, have you guys run into any just true financial fears that just kind of seem to pop up out of nowhere? Let me know below so I know that I'm not alone, hopefully. But anywho, so pay number one, instead of our usual $2,700, I'm gonna guesstimate $2,650, and we'll hope we're right. And then for our second pay, I always budget for the lowest possible, which is $1,700. It is typically more than that, but there have been a couple times where it's barely been the 17, so that's what I like to leave it at. So with those two, actually, and then, sorry guys, let me, I'm gonna bring down and zoom in a bit so you can actually see what we're working on. So let's add these two up, and we're looking at $43.50 for our take home. Okay, expenses are high. They're actually not usually, just the way the paychecks worked out in July, my expenses were about $200 more than they usually are each paycheck. And it's because that magic month always just throws off the next month. I don't know if you guys find that. Like, it feels good when you're in June and you're getting the 3 checks, and then July comes and it's like, oh my God, I have to pay more with each check for some reason. So magic months are great in the moment, but they do leave a little lingering blowback, if you will. So August, I kind of already worked ahead, and that 200 will drop back down. So this one is just going to be tight, you guys. So as always, we pay half our mortgage, and this will go towards August. This is our second half for August. We already have half pulled aside from the last paycheck. Okay, and that's $1,150. And I know I've said it before, but if you're new here, our mortgage includes like everything, mortgage insurance, house insurance, our property, like our escrow, like our property taxes. We also live in a community that has a PID, so we pay a little extra for that as well. Okay, so we have our mortgage, and then my trash is quarterly. And so unfortunately, that's the other thing that fell. We have $62 for our trash, like our waste management, for the quarter. Okay, and then we paid off our Apple Card, yay. However, now it's time to kind of keep that in the snowball. Sure, this is tight. I could kind of eliminate that, but that just kind of defeats the purpose of like the debt payoff. So I'm gonna put it in the budget. Worst case scenario, if it just absolutely can't happen, we could certainly pull from that, but I would like to pull from something else before we did that. So I am going to, so the Budget Mom, the way it works is there's this section over here for extra debt. When I first started budgeting it, I usually just used to write it in as a bill. So it just always felt like no matter what, I have this payment. And then probably over the last year, I've put it in this section just so I can kind of better reference it. I don't think it matters what way you want to do it. It's just personal preference. I guess I'll just go ahead and put it in the extra debt, but I just hate that the number is not right, and I want to make sure, you know what I mean? Like, I like just for that money to come out right away, if that makes sense. So let's just do this. We're gonna do Apple debt snowball, and we were paying $200 to our Apple card, so I want to maintain that if we can. And then I'll just be sure to like add it in the bill total with a little arrow. I don't know. We'll see if that works out. Okay. Oh no. I lost the budget book, you guys. Sorry. Oh boy. It went down. Okay. Let me get it all rearranged here again. Sorry. Okay, we are good. Okay, the other thing, oh, sorry for the bump, you guys. I still have about $7,000 in student loans that I am paying on. Well, I haven't been paying on because it's been in deferment. But September is going to be when interest kicks back in. It's kind of weird how they're doing it. September is going to start accruing interest, but you're not required to make a payment until October. So I don't know. In my head, just September is the deadline. If I'm going to be accruing interest, I better be making a payment. And I kind of wanted to get ahead of that and just go ahead and make the payment in August. I have maintained the $100 in my budget since the deferment and have just been putting it towards the snowball. But now it's time to move those funds actually back to that loan. So I'm going to go ahead and plan for $100 to my student loans and just time to start paying on those again. Okay, next up we have the internet, and that's due on 8/3, and our internet is $60 now. And okay, then we have our truck payment, and that's due 8/5, and that's 10/13 that we'll pay. Okay, then we have our gas bill, and that is due 8/8. And our gas bill looks good. It is $54. Okay, then we have our IRS payment plan that comes out on the 10th of every month for $100. We've got that personal loan that's due on the 10th for $150. And then, oh my goodness, y'all. We have been doing so good on the electric bill. I thought like, yay, we're doing great. We haven't changed anything, but it has been hotter than hot here. Like we're talking at least half the week, if not more, 100 degrees or higher. So very hot. And I about just like crapped myself. Sorry for that imagery, but when I got this month's electric bill. So I've mentioned this before. This year will be 2 years officially that we've been in this house, and the utilities are significantly more than at our previous house. So we're still kind of trying to learn what the utilities cost here. I think this house isn't very well insulated because the bills are definitely higher, but what's nice is like I can go back in my gas and electric company and see what the previous year was running, and so far we've been lower each month. This month we are higher than even last month, and the August bill for last year was the highest. So I'm hoping from here on out it's going to start going down. Fingers crossed, because the electric bill, you guys, oh my gosh, $383, and we keep the thermostat, the air condition, at 80. It never goes below 80 ever. And it's still almost $400. So when I say I almost crap myself, like I literally like, oh my God, what happened? I called my mom. She technically lives in a different city, but she's literally like a mile away. And hers was like $90. Now, granted, it's just her and my dad. They don't have kids or anything in the house, but still, ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, enough rambling about that. Let's add it all up, guys. 1150, 62, 100, 60, 1013. Okay, we're looking at 3,072 plus the 200. So 3272 is what we're looking at. 3272. So that's what I mean by, like, I just need this to be in this number, because then I know what to do with this and this better. So I like it over here, but I need it in this number. So I think that this plan might work out. Okay, so 3272 minus our 4350 is going to leave us with $1,078, which we all know is a lot less than what we normally put in our variable envelopes, if you've been here a while. So let's figure out what we're gonna do. Groceries are not getting any cheaper where I live, unfortunately. So I'd like to cut down the $300 for the 2 weeks, but I think realistically, if I did that, I would be resorting to a credit card, because I don't think that's gonna work. So 300 it is. Okay, Costco, we normally put 200 to Costco. We are not gonna do that. I always tell you guys, this is usually the first to go. So we were able to stuff the 200 last paycheck. I usually try to build it up to 400 and do a shop once a month with the 400. We might just need to make it work with the 200 this time. So we're gonna eliminate that this go round. Gas is $175. I would also have liked to cut this down, but gas prices are still well above $3 a gallon. And my kids go back to school next week, so I'm going to be driving more. So I don't think that that would be a good idea either. So we're going to leave gas at $175. What else do we have? We have our miscellaneous gets $40. Our kind of house and beauty needs gets $40. We have like spending, which usually gets $400. I'm not sure if that's gonna work out. We'll have to see. Takeout gets $100. And then we have water, and this is for drinking water, and that's gonna be $38. So let's see if we have enough. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And we are what? $15 shy. I'm gonna just leave it, and I'm pretty sure we'll have an extra $15 in our second pay. But if not, we can kind of rework it come Thursday evening. I usually we get our pay comes usually into the bank by Thursday evening. So worst case scenarios, tomorrow I can make some adjustments. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. So what was that? $10.93, you guys. So we're in the whole $15. Okay, and also worst case scenario is we have a checking buffer, so that buffer could easily eat that $15. But that is going to take care of our budget with me this time, because as you can see, we are out of money. I don't know why I'm laughing. I usually do that when I'm uncomfortable. This is actually a very uncomfortable budget for me. And actually the expenses are like significantly less than what we usually have. They're just higher. So we have, just with having to get 2 new vehicles and car insurance and all that going up, our, pay, take home and going out, just really kind of met up with each other versus the pretty good gap we had before. And I know the easy answer to that is get rid of a vehicle, find something cheaper. I can tell you we're not going to do that. So I need to learn to figure this out with the way that it is, and eventually it will get better. So, yeah, so it just is what it is. We don't have money for sinking funds right now or anything extra debt other than our debt snowball. I'm just happy we were at least able to keep that in there, as well as restart these student loan payments. So the important thing is all 4 walls are covered. Nothing is late or behind. We're not adding to debt here. And, we have enough to cover the expenses, kind of. So, we're still going to be making steps towards our financial goals. And again, just a kind of impulsive, fearful moment. I know that's not, if you're a Dave Ramsey person, I know that's not how he would recommend. He recommends with, stopping your 401k contributions while you're in debt. But I just truly, I can't even explain, like, just a true fear, you guys, that I'm having a hard time even like coping with. So I just felt like I needed to do something to kind of help ease that. So, I can sacrifice $50 to my future self. But okay, guys, sorry for the long-windedness. That is going to take care of our July 28th budget. I'm happy to report, already looking ahead in August, it looks better. The expenses come down each paycheck. So again, I think this is just some blowback from having that magic month that always just seems to mess up the timing of my next month when it comes to paychecks. And so anytime I have those 3 paychecks a month, the next month is always really painful for us. So it just is what it is. I knew it was coming, but like I said, everything in July got paid on time, in full. We're good to go. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another budget with me. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.